Kevin Durant.
This
Everything was looking okay until
one.
Gortat kind of like shoves down Zaza Pachulia, and Zaza Pachulia goes right into Kevin Durant's left knee, and it looked pretty nasty. We finally got the diagnosis. It's a second-degree MCL sprain and bone bruise of his left leg. He is expected to miss anywhere. He's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. There's no set timetable yet. So we'll see in 4 weeks, and we'll get a real close understanding of when he will be back. Typically, these injuries are anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. When do you expect him to be back? It's suspected he might be come back before the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario, right? Him to come back,
case.
Right before the playoffs, getting some regular season games. This is interesting because, he's never had, that I can remember, a knee injury. Last time I remember...
A knee injury? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Like, a couple years ago, he had that foot injury.
Yeah.
He had surgery on it, and then halfway through the season, it didn't fully heal, and he had to have surgery on it again.
All right, so
that's a little scary.
Now, here's the thing. Now, San Antonio Spurs, Rockets are even nipping at the heels of the Warriors. Do you think the Warriors are going to fall out of first place before the playoffs start?
Easily, because
Spurs are like, a couple of games behind that right now.
Oh, yeah. You got to look at it like this. Like, to get Durant, and Durant's been great there. That team, if Durant stays healthy the whole time, that team's the best in the league. They're probably going to the finals, win it all. No, hands down, right? But without Durant, they gave up a lot to take on Durant. Harrison Barnes, Andrew Bogut.
Oh, yeah, they're not the same team at all. They're weaker, definitely.
They are weaker. So without Durant, it's going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting. I think that San Antonio is probably the team that could creep up and take that number one spot.
Okay, so best case scenario, he comes back right before the playoffs start, and if that's the case, then he'll probably be limited in that first round, which could be the Mavericks, the Suns, hell, maybe even the Thunder if they lose a few more games and they get that 8th spot, because they're like 7th right now, which I think is surprising. So depending on who they get... can you foresee a situation where the Warriors surprisingly get knocked out by one of these teams? Maybe if it's OKC. Like, if they somehow slip more games and they get to that 8th seed, maybe they could knock out a Durant-less Warriors, or do you think they'll just be fine?
I don't think the OKC could do it. Well, maybe. It just depends, right? Possible. I could see Golden State being upset. If they don't have Durant, I think they will. They don't have the depth anymore. They don't. And they don't have big men.
They're going to need the old Steph Curry coming back. Because, see, this year, Steph Curry, he hasn't really been, dropping them dimes from three-point line because Durant's there. But now they're going to need Steph Curry to step up. And we know what he can do. So he definitely can,
It's going to be lights. It has to be lights out from Steph and Klay Thompson. Yep. But I could see one of those teams like OKC, Dallas. I'm not just saying that. Dallas, they've been actually pretty hot lately. So it's those teams can easily upset Golden State if they don't, get their shooters going.
All right, so worst case scenario, let's say he misses, 9 to 12 weeks. That puts him coming back around the Western Conference Finals to the finals. Okay, so if that's the case, I don't think if it's closer to that, I don't think we'll see Durant back. Maybe
I don't think so either.
Because they'll probably get bumped off in that second round. And especially in the Western Conference Finals. If he comes back just in time for the Western Conference Finals, because, when he does come back, he's not going to be full go. It's going to take some time to ease back into things. And they're not going to be able to handle the Spurs or the Rockets.
No, especially the Spurs, who probably one of the best overall teams, right?
Yeah.
So, and one of the best coaches. So, I don't think they can survive. I don't think if Durant's not back before the playoffs start, I don't think they can make it to the Western Conference Finals, to be honest.
Now, let's say he comes back, they make it to the finals, and Durant is back, but he's not fully, 100%, in Durant mode.
Yeah.
Even if he is in Durant mode, like he's fully back.
Yeah.
Do you think the Cavaliers are now the favorites? Whereas just 2 days ago, the Warriors are favorite.
I could see that. They've actually added some players. Darren Williams, They've added Andrew Bogut. So they've added a little bit more depth to that team. I love Darren Williams because he can help with Kyrie Irving.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, like, who benefits more, the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference with LeBron James? Like, because to me, I think right now it benefits more the Western Conference.
I'd say the West. Yeah,
because I don't think he'll miss, like, the 12 weeks. I think he'll be back in time for the playoffs or maybe towards the second round. But if they lose that first seed and San Antonio gets that first seed or Houston gets that first seed, I would say more so San Antonio because I think San Antonio benefits more than anybody else because if Durant's gone, now they're even smaller. They have absolutely no rim protection basically outside of Draymond Green, and he can't guard everybody, and that's exactly where the Spurs are really going to pounce on them right there in that front court.
Spurs have big men, and the Spurs will probably be the team that goes to the NBA Finals if Durant's not there.
So, I think this benefits more the Spurs than it does the Cleveland Cavaliers because even if Durant comes back, he may not be fully, full go, and San Antonio could take advantage of that. Rockets, I don't really think their situation changes at all because they're really – because even without Durant, they're basically the same type of teams. It's like, jump shooting. Who's going to shoot lights out most?
Live and die by the song.
And Houston Rockets, we've seen James Harden disappear in the playoffs before. So I don't really boost them up much more than
until he does,
even without Durant.
He does that wrong because he's choked so many times. He's played phenomenal. In the next series, he looks like he's like the worst player on the team. So we'll see.
Kevin Durant going down, everybody was just like, what the hell, and what does this mean? So we'll see in 4 weeks where he's really at and when he's actually going to come back because that will definitely matter.
And we're going to be talking about this a lot more.
Yes. So Durant goes down, and I thought that was pretty interesting that his MRI results were on 3-1. March the 1st. Warriors blow a 3-1 lead. So March the 1st is Warriors Day. The day, blowing the 3-1 lead. So that's pretty funny. So Kevin Durant, I hope he does come back in time for the playoffs because I don't want no excuses. When they play the Spurs or if they play the Rockets or they go on to play the Cavs, I don't want there to be any excuses. I want them, to be a full go. And so that way, if anybody knocks them out, it's not like, oh, well, they didn't have Durant. No, fuck that. Because you know how that's going to happen. I don't want to hear that shit.
Well, there's always excuses, no matter if they win, lose, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Hey, did you like this video?
Then be sure to hit this link right over here, which will take you to the rest of this very episode of the Weekly Fury.
And also, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and click that link at the top of your screen to subscribe to our channel.
Yes, because why wouldn't you subscribe to us?
Why?
We're the shit.
If you haven't done so already, you're stupid.
And I'm going to get pissed off if you don't. Hit the subscribe button. Do it, or I'm going to beat the hell out of Sean.
What?